Got a formula for you. We're going to break that down step by step, first using the existing chord scale, chords in the key of G. So let's look at the family members. I'm going to start on the 2 chord. I don't want to start on the root because it'd be kind of boring. So we'll make this easy and attainable. They're all 7th chords, so you're building your chord vocabulary, expanding and learning, okay? So instead of A minor, I'll be using A minor 7th, for instance. There's the chords. Let's walk through them, shall we? So we got A minor 7, B minor 7, inversion is C7, C major 7, D, E minor 7, D7, wants to pull back to G major 7, inversion. Got some inversions in there where the root is not the lowest note in the chord. It'll allow you to expand your guitar playing and add some color to your palette. So what we'll do here is add in our secondary dominant chords. Now have a listen. A minor 7, B minor 7. Now I'm going to add in the secondary dominants in front of it. Watch this. Let's compare that side by side with just the chord scale A minor 7 and B minor 7. And again, the other one using the secondary dominant. So that already really spiced it up. Now let me show you what you can do to make this a simple no-brainer for you to learn how to find secondary dominants. Look at your A minor 7 chord, and where your 3rd finger is, it's 5 notes up a scale from the A. So here we are in the key of G, or you could see this as being a Dorian, the 2nd mode, the G scale. But regardless, a power chord away, or a 5th away from the A, we find our secondary dominant. So where my 3rd finger is, and that's 5 tones up, as follows: A, B, C, D, E. And the general rule of thumb is I'm going to use that 5 higher scale tones as a dominant 7th chord. So I've got E, G sharp, D, and then E repeating here. And that tension is going to resolve down to A minor. So I pulled from outside the key center of G with that E7, and the tension's so great it wants to resolve into A minor 7, and I just used a power chord's distance away. We're doing this in all bar chords, so you can shift this around to any key down the road. First, we're going to do a deep dive in just this key, though, okay? So far we have... Now we're going to move up to B minor 7. Let's apply the same principle. So from the B minor 7, a power chord away would put us at the 9th fret, 5th string on the F sharp 7. That'll give us this. Now in terms of the rhythm I'm using, I want to be able to build the chord, and if some of them are new to you, then what you want to do is play the bass note of the chord first, as you construct the rest of it as follows. So in slow-mo, how to learn it up the first few times. It's a cool way to think about just the root note and a target of 1 finger to the chord and building the rest while that rings out. We've got that thus far. Now we can add a little bit more into that. It's going to be really cool. Here's what we have again so far. A different kind of move there. I had a C major 7 inversion. That's a different kind of fingering for you. I know it's stretchy, so what you'll do is drop your wrist, pull your thumb around the back. I want you to learn up some new fingerings, and we want to learn to grab the nearest chord physically, and this is physically closer than jumping down here. So we had that. Now I need a dominant 7th of that to form the secondary dominant. It's G, so I've got a G note here, 10th fret, 5th string. Let's back it up slow-mo. That takes us to there. So we had E7, A minor 7, the F sharp 7, resolving to B minor 7, G7, resolving to C major 7. And we're going to continue on down with that. Now from that C major 7 fingering, I want to move down to D. I'm going to do my standard stock D. I'm going to find a similar fingering for an inversion. I put an inversion A7 in front of the D, and A is a 5th away from D, so I need a nearby A7 chord coming from the C major 7. I'd like to find a similar fingering, so I scoot back to here, and nice A7, resolving that tension to D. Next in the family is E minor 7. Using our general rule of thumb, 5 frets up, a power chord away. What's the 7 of E minor 7? It would be B7. So I am strategizing a chord 1 nearby and 2 a similar fingering, so that E minor 7 has a very similar fingering to B minor 7, 1 string down below, so that's my choice to use. I'm going to pop in D7. D7 actually already exists in G. It's the 5 chord, so when you hear it, you want to hear the root after that, which is G. Picking a rather stretchy but really cool inversion with the 3rd of G, B, in the bass note, instead of my standard stock root G major 7. Now, on how to practice this, first steps, before we throw in anything clever or complex in the right hand, get to know the movement, think of the lowest note or the lowest string in each chord, practice that down while you build the chord. Here we go again in slow-mo to review. And then next we're going to put in a pattern. I'll think of a rhythm, usually using drums. So use the drum backing tracks. Think of a right hand pick pattern, and maybe think of a rhythm that suits the drums. For instance, 1, 2, and a 3 and 4. That's the example I'm going to give you. That's the type of rhythm that we want to plug in. I'm going to put in a pick pattern with it. Learn it slow and methodically. And if you need to, do it in advance prior to using the drum track. Now let me give you a demonstration. And if you need a simple lead in before you do the drums, as you're getting comfortable with it, you can strum each one. Let's say we strum them for 2 beats each. 1, 2, and... and so on and so forth. So find some comfortable right hand patterns that give you a little more time to track where you're headed to next. Keep in mind those dominant 7th chords, the secondary dominants that you're putting in front of the chords in the chord family. Do you need that next breakthrough moment on guitar? Tired of the same old chords and playing in a rut? Here's your solution. Coming out soon, the course that'll make that breakthrough for you. Change keys with ease, learn to play guitar chords like a pro, and know them inside out like a boss with simple formulas. Not only that, but put yourself in the top percentile of guitar players with the following 2 bonuses: secondary dominance to dominate your chord progressions, and parallel key to slip in and out of key and dazzle listeners. Stay tuned for more offers.